A question that I've got 100 times probably is, Lux, what indicators do you use on your chart? So here's a video of the indicators that I use on my chart. It's not very many. I've used, a number of them in the past as I'm learning. Like I used to have a fair value gap indicator until I was able to see fair value gaps without even opening my eyes. But right now, I've only got a few. I use an indicator called Sessions Liquidity Tracker. It's actually called something else. Session Range Highs and Lows Liquidity Tracker by Assam Julian. It doesn't show up when you search for it. If you go back and watch my Nexus Blast updated video with the one that mentions the indicator, that's the indicator. It's got a million different things that you can do with it. You can have a bunch of different sessions with custom times. You can do dividers between those sessions and highs and lows, and then it alerts you when those highs and lows are rated. You can do weekly dividers. I mean, you can do a ton of stuff. You can do previous days, highs, lows, midnight opens, 9:30, 8:30, fair value gaps, new week opening gaps, and new day opening gaps. Right now, I don't need it for any of that other stuff. I just use it for new week and new day opening gaps. So that's that. ICT High Time Frame Candles by Fadi. This one just puts high time frame candles off to the right on my chart. I have several that I switch between depending on the time frame that I'm looking at. I'll use the 4 hour almost permanently. Sometimes I throw the 1 day on there. If I'm up in the higher time frames, I'll look at the day and the weekly. I'll look at the monthly, just to get an idea of where we're at. I like to look at those high time frame candles and then be able to see all the candles that make it up. So that's how you're able to do, like, if I bring this back. Oh, I don't know. Like right here. I've got a 4 hour candle here. I can see where the 4 hour candle opened. We've got some movement below. We've got some movement above. And what I'm trying to identify is where every candle that opens is going to have a manipulation move before moving the other way, right? We got to move up to go down or move down to go up. That's just power of three. So this kind of helps me see that. I keep saying, but anyway, so we technically opened, manipulated down, and I think manipulated down pretty far. It depends on how you look at this. In my opinion, this is distribution for the morning session, but we are moving back up again. Not that I would call this distribution either. It's pretty slow. But nonetheless, you can see how the higher time frame candle forms while watching all the candles that make it up. Very, very, very handy. I always have that on with how I'm learning things lately. So then I have two more that I am kind of testing out. I want to gather some data on them and see how this can apply to using market maker models, power of three and stuff like that in relation to some of the other videos that I've recently posted, right? So this one is called Time Cycles. I think we can go here. Time cycles in relation to Zeus's concepts about time cycles. Go watch that if you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's basically the simplest way that I could put it is looking at 90-minute cycles. And so I've plotted those lines for the cycles and then the highs and lows of those cycles. This gets really cluttered. So I'm getting used to trying to see price through that or turning it on and off as I'm looking at price. So far, it's a lot. And when I first put on the fair value gap indicator, when I was first learning fair value gaps, it seemed like they were just everywhere and it was a lot. And then you kind of got used to it. So, we're trying to figure that one out. Oops. And then This one down here below it's a supplemental indicator that goes with it that just kind of labels what each cycle is supposed to be. So this cycle here is 8:30 to 10. It's manipulation, which is pretty clear. We manipulate it all around. And then this cycle is distribution, which is also pretty clear. And obviously you can see I caught some of that move. And then last but not least, this chart over here. This is my 15-minute chart or my high time frame chart. You know, depending on how I'm looking at things, this could be the 1 hour as well. But I always have a higher time frame chart off to the left here. I recommend you do as well. This higher time frame chart also has a higher time frame candle here. I also believe this is a 4 hour. Yep. It's the weekly one over there. The weekly one is over here. That again, just to kind of help me see how we're developing on the high time frame while being able to look at all the little moves inside of that candle. Everything's fractal, so you can really zoom in and out in your mind with that. We just really kind of dropped down, didn't we? Wow. And then last but not least, actually, I do have another one. Oh, this one. Let me move my OBS to make sure that can be seen. Yeah. So this chart, it's kind of off centered because my camera's over here, but I've got 3 charts, NQ, ES, and Dow. And I use this to find SMT. So we were over here in the morning. I don't think I drew any SMT on here today. I drew it on my main chart. You can see I have a line here. ES had to cross this in order to invalidate an SMT, something like that. So I draw lines all over this to follow price on all 3 assets looking for SMT. So that's on my other screen. So those are all my indicators. And for the most part, I don't use these 2. And this one only shows me new day opening gaps and new week opening gaps. And then I got a couple candles that I often just have over here. And then, you know, when I get close to like a 4 hour time opening, I will scoot it over, take a look at it. I don't like crap on my chart. Most of this is drawn out in order to provide screenshots and analysis. Honestly, for the most part, I don't draw a lot on my chart. Sometimes the people in my group will want to see, you know, my analysis of my chart. And I'm like, hold on, I got to go draw it all up, add all my markings, because I don't really look at it, or I don't really draw that kind of stuff out very much. And you end up getting there over time. You don't really need that stuff. You just see it on your own, in your own mind, and kind of like that. So anyways, those are the indicators that I use. And hopefully you found this video helpful and informative. If you have any questions, you know, beyond that or more about those indicators, as I mentioned in every video, my Discord, free Discord, is in the description. So come on over and chat. All right. See you later.